Thank you for the nice introduction. So hello, everyone, and welcome to my session. It's really exciting to see people joining me today from different parts of the world. And I hope that you enjoy the next 45 minutes of your day. So let's get started. So today I'll present about animated short films in language classes, and this presentation will answer two questions: why we should use them and how can we use them. A picture is worth 1,000 words. This is a famous adage that I believe we all believe in because it indicates the power of using pictures in conveying ideas actually in a better way, easily and more effectively than using many words. So I believe that using animated short films can be a powerful tool in our language classrooms. This presentation will try to answer the following questions. What are animated short films or animated shorts? Why should we use them in our EFL or ESL classes? What are the criteria for selecting animated shorts for our class? And how can we design interactive language tasks based on selected animated shorts? I would like to start with this question. So if you have your mobile phones with you, please answer this question by accessing the slido.com, or you can simply scan the QR code you can see here. I would like you to answer this question. What's the first word that comes to your mind when you read or hear animated short films? Okay. It could be one word, it could be more than one word. So, back. I'll go to the platform itself. Okay, perfect. People have already started. Yes, cartoon, story, fun. Cartoons, wow. Okay, so the bigger the word, the more frequent or, have been selected. Cartoons, short story, fun. Great. Other things, other words? Digital story, character, animation, anticipation, engaging. Very good. Enhancing. Wow. Edutainment. Wow. That's really nice. Film festivals. Wonderful ideas. Yeah. Sweet. Yes, short and sweet. Exactly. Yes. So actually, you are actually touching upon the elements of animated short films. The elements and the reasons why we use them. Engagement, imaginative. Thank you so much. So I'll go back to my presentation. And this will take us to the definitions of animated short films. So a short film is defined as an original motion picture that has a running time of 40 minutes or less, including all credits. So if the film is 40 minutes or less, then it's called a short film. Now, animated short film or an animated short film is defined as a motion picture in which movement and characters' performances are created using a frame-by-frame technique and usually falls into one of the two general fields of animation, which are narrative or abstracts. So I got these definitions from oscars.org. Okay, now types of short films based on the amount of dialogue we can see or in these films. And I think this is very important for us, like language teachers. How much dialogue we can see in these films is important when we decide to select the appropriate one for our classes. So we have films with dialogue where you can hear dialogues throughout the films. And one example of films with dialogue is The Fear of Flying. It's a famous short film. Films with some dialogue, so you will occasionally hear dialogues in the film. A famous example is The Present. and films with no dialogue at all. It's silent short films. And one famous example is Alike, and we will watch part of Alike today, inshallah. Now, short films, why are they gaining popularity? Why they are getting more popular? There are three main reasons, I believe. The first one, because of the technological advances, the advent of the internet, mobile devices actually make it, the availability of user-friendly and inexpensive editing tools make it easy for producers and animators to make these short films. Also, now recently, the advent of AI, artificial intelligence, and all these artificial intelligence tools also help producers to create more short films. Also the availability of distribution sites, and we have two popular giant distribution sites, which are YouTube and Vimeo. You can find unlimited number of animated short films in these two platforms. And brevity. Short films are short and they have sharp bursts of entertainment that can be played on the go. So that's one key element of short films. They are short. Why we need to use animated short films in our classes? So we have actually a lot of reasons why we need to use animated short films in our classes. The first one is these films are our authentic source of material. They would provide real-life conversations and authentic speech. They are also, they can provide, they are cultural artifacts. They provide information about the culture. And so think of short films that would come from different parts of the world, like, American short films, Japanese short films, Korean short films, Indian short films. So they can raise cultural awareness of the traditions, of the, clothes, of different cultural aspects, okay, of the producers. They are highly visual in nature. They are amazing animations because of the S's and C's. S's and C's are basically the sound, the characters, the setting, the scene, all these elements of the animated short films. And another reason is the challenge students' imagination. These films actually challenge students' imagination because they are imaginative in themselves. They are innovative. They provoke stronger responses because of the quirky story and the unusual settings that they have. They are enjoyable and motivating. We all like stories. Human beings like stories because they are innovative and creative, and they are appropriate for all age groups. They are short but complete narrative structure, can be played several times during the class, can acquire, and because of this repetition, and they can acquire detailed familiarity. Evoke emotions, as I said before, because of the scene, sound settings, etc., and reduce decoding load. And this is a very important aspect of animated or short films in general, because they can reduce the decoding load, especially with silent and quasi-silent films. Students would engage with the materials in a meaningful level, and they shouldn't worry about the amount of linguistic, like the different conversations that take place and other things. Now let's move to the next part, which is what to consider when selecting an animated short for your class. Now, I think this is a very important question to ask here. There are different considerations, different things that we need to consider when selecting an animated short for our class. The first thing is the target group. Like, okay, so who are our students? Children, adults, okay, gender-wise, are they girls or boys? Okay, the target skill. Why do I need to use this film in my class? What's the purpose? Am I going to use it as a warmer, filler, or for enhancing listening skills, or reading or writing? Or do I want to follow a thematic route? Is it going to be about a topic that would raise students, for example, cultural awareness, or about a topic like stereotypes? So you need also to know or to decide on this. The time, how much time you have to do the whole activity or the length of the film, level of difficulty. Okay, so by deciding the level of difficulty, then you would decide whether you need a pre-teaching vocabulary before playing the video or not. Do you need to introduce the topic of the film before you let students watch the film or not? Do you need to provide like subtitles for the video for students or not? Okay, so this is also important. Cultural relevance, content is culturally relevant or not? If it's not culturally relevant, students won't be able to engage. Okay, and cultural appropriateness, and this is a very important also thing to consider. You need to queue up the video to avoid inappropriate ads on YouTube. Don't just go to the class without watching the video. Make sure that you watch the whole video and then to remove anything that are inappropriate. Or if you think that because of one scene there is not appropriate, then I would recommend that you don't use that film and try to find another one. Okay, so these are the considerations. Now, regarding the time, try to generally aim for videos that are about 2 to 10 minutes long. 2 minutes usually allows for a single topic to be explored with enough depth for you to work on. Okay, so it's short, you can play it several times and you can explore it deeply, while 10 minutes is enough to have grabbed learners' attention and enable back and forth conversation discussing what was viewed. Okay, so I would say, personally, I would say 5 to 7 minutes. This is the length of the videos that I usually try with my students. Okay. Okay, now what are the sources? Where can I get animated short films? Well, you can get them from the websites of the Universal Studios, the producers like Pixar or Disney Animation or DreamWorks or Studio Ghibli. These are the Universal Animation Studios. Or basically, you can go to YouTube or Vimeo. I will find hundreds of videos available for free. You can also use imdb.com. IMDb is an acronym for Internet Movie Database, and it's an online database of information related to films, television, series, podcasts, home videos, or video games. It's a very, very interesting website. It will not just provide you with the video itself, but information like synopsis, how many awards this film, for example, has got. Really good information, and aim for awarded winning and shortlisted films, because these are very, very interesting ones. Okay, now I'll move to the suggested language tasks. So this is the how part of my presentation, like how can I use them in my class? So I put here 3 macro language skills: speaking, writing, and reading. I didn't put listening because obviously listening is there by, allowing students to watch the video, then they can actually practice the listening skills. And afterwards, you can ask them some listening comprehension questions. So discuss the character. Okay, so there's a story in these short films. You can discuss the characters, plot, theme, and moral, and this can be speaking or writing activity. Okay, you can ask them to predict the ending. So you will stop the movie before the end of the story and ask students to predict what's going to what the ending of the story can be, or they can actually watch the ending and then decide to change the ending. Okay, something which is more creative. You can ask students to change the ending. Identify the correct sequence of events, either by prediction before, like watching the whole movie, just show them very quickly and then they can predict the sequence of events, or after watching the movie based on comprehension. Okay, summarize the story. They can summarize the story, have a written story or just a spoken. When they speak, they give you the summary. Create a dialogue between 2 characters or monologue, like role plays. This could be speaking or writing activity. Create a story prequel or sequel. I think you're familiar with prequel and sequel, like what happened before this whole film took place, okay? And sequel is like what might happen after the ending of the story. So this would arouse students' imagination, okay, and make them think creatively. Answer questions based on the film, synopsis, scripts, and subtitles. And that website, IMD, that I showed you before, can be a good source. Create a role play. Okay. create a dialogue between two characters. I think I'm repeating this, right? Yeah, and the last one is predict the setting characters based on music only. This is very interesting. So you will not let the students watch the pictures, the video itself, just listen to the music. And from the music, they can predict the setting or the characters, okay? Whether it's fun, sad, music. Now let's move to the most interesting part of this presentation. So this is a very good one that I have used several times with my students, Snack Attack. I'm not sure if you have heard or you have watched this animated short film before. I want you to, while watching, to think of a language focus for your lesson if you are to use this short film, okay? And then I'll share with you some ready-made activities. Okay. Okay, so I hope you liked it, right? It's very interesting. So yeah, so let me go back to the yeah, so I think as a language teacher, now you have lots of activities in head that you can actually create based on the content of this film, right? Think of grammar, speaking, you know, even reading, ordering of events and other things. I'll share with you some ready-made, and actually I didn't create these worksheets myself. I didn't. These are all available on the internet. And what I'm trying to say here that you will find plenty of resources. So even if you don't have time to create the resources or the worksheets yourself, you'll find plenty of them over the internet. I'll share with you two, due to the time constraint, just two. The first one, this one, okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with liveworksheets.com, but this liveworksheets.com would provide you with worksheets on different things, different topics, okay? And one of them is on popular animated short films. So for example, the author of this worksheet prepared this for children, pre-intermediate level, based on Snack Attack. And he used this website. This website is, remember the imdb.com, the one I told you would provide you with, would have, you know, information related to films and television series, etc. So the author got this, okay, screenshot from that website, and then asked students questions based on this screenshot. Remember that in this worksheet, at this stage, student haven't yet watched the video. It's only based on this, I mean, the information provided in the IMDb website. So for example, how long does the film last? What kind of film is it? And this is interactive worksheet. So how long does it start? I can answer. See, it's a live website. And then, live worksheet. And what do we know about the plot? Again, this is all based on predictions. Then we'll move to activity 2. Activity 2, where students will be asked to play and watch the film, then answer these questions, okay? Put the events in order. And then imagine the characters could speak. Who would say these lines? These cookies look delicious, I'll buy them. So do you think the boy or the old lady, okay? Well, okay, here, you can have half of the last cookie. Is it the boy or the, okay? And then once you click on finish, then you can see your grade. So basically what I'm trying here to show you is we can come up with really creative tasks, language tasks based on this movie. Another one from the same website. Here we have vocabulary. This is for children aged 8 to 16. And I think this is beginners, looks like beginners. So start with vocabulary related to the word snacks, okay? So an apple, students would match, you know, like this is introducing the word snacks to students, okay? And then moving to the grammar part. So describing a picture using present simple. The old lady is, for example, reading, okay? And the same thing with the other, with the rest of the sentences. So practicing grammar here, present simple. And here ordering the events based on reading. So the sentences would the students would read the sentences and then like match the sentences with the pictures. Which one is this? Like sentence 9 or okay. I have other activities here that you can actually access later on. By the way, I'm going to share the slides with you at the end. I have a QR code that you can scan and then you can access the whole presentation. We'll move now to the, now when I use the Snack Attack video with my students, I use this as a speaking activity, okay? And I wanted to actually explore the topic of stereotypes with my students. So I gave them these questions like, this short film discusses the topic of stereotypes. Where is this topic depicted in the film? Okay, like the old lady, she jumped into making judgment about the boy, right? And because there was misunderstanding. So I give students time in groups to discuss these questions and then share answers. How would you have reacted if you were the boy? Okay, did you like the ending of the film? Could you think of a better one? Okay, so these are the questions and they enjoyed it, you know. I'll move to the next video. I like this one. it's a bit long, 8 minutes. I don't think I have enough time. We'll not have enough time like to watch the whole thing. I'll leave it to you later to watch the rest of it, but it's interesting. So let's watch this film. Okay. We'll watch the first 4 minutes. Sorry, I have to stop here. I'm sorry. I'm sure you will have time later to see the rest of the of the video, but it's very interesting, and I think it's touching, right? What's one special element, what special thing about this video? Like one thing that you find really interesting? Colors, yes. It's sad, yes, I agree. And it's about natural instinct. Yes, yes. The colors, the use of colors is very important here. I mean, it's a very interesting element that we can teach to our students. It's a very creative movie. And we can also here practice critical thinking with students, you know, and how colors are used to reflect like psychology. So again, I have different worksheets over here, but I will share it with you. Maria, how much time do I still have?
We've got 10 more minutes. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
then some questions. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So this is a comprehensive lesson here. And just we'll go through it very quickly. By the way, the names of the two characters are copy and paste. Very interesting names. The father is copy and his son is paste. And yeah, it's very obvious. So it starts with warm up. This worksheet will start with warm up, then introducing the video and the task, then doing some vocabulary, you know, in worksheets, introduce different, you know, objects, things in the, then collaborative writing and retelling. Okay. Speaking activity, students will be put in groups to discuss, like, have you ever done something different or behaved differently? Do you remember a time when for some reason you stood up as different? And the title, by the way, of the video itself is very appealing, like alike. So the word itself need to be discussed with the student and what it means, right? Here's another jigsaw reading. I'm sure you are familiar with the jigsaw reading and speaking activities. This is also a really nice lesson plan. And as I said, we can practice critical thinking with students. Okay, I have more videos. I put them here on the slides for you to watch later on. The present, the small showmaker, changing patterns. They are all powerful and really interesting animated short films, and there are hundreds of other videos available for free. So if I hope this presentation actually ignited the spark to learn more about animated short films. If you are interested, there's a 3-week Future Learn course on using films in ELT, and this course is entirely free. So you can take this course when you have time and learn more about how to use animated short films in language classes. There are also other websites to consider. Now, these websites show you how to use this tool, this powerful tool in your class, okay, with lots of worksheets, lots of ideas that you can implement. We have been this website and the other one. This is a very good one, but unfortunately it's not free, but I mean, it's worth trying out. I will end my presentation with this note. Film in itself will not transform learning. It needs to be thoughtfully brought into learning situations using the appropriate kinds of approaches. I believe it's a powerful tool that's there for us to use, and I think it's worth trying with our students. This is the end of my presentation. As I promised, you can access my presentation by scanning this QR code that will give you full access to all the slides and the resources.